I did it. I did it.
I think she did. I'm not gonna lie. I saw it from the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I ain't really catch
She
it.
got it. It was
When they
better
play it
than-
back, we'll see. But I
I
ain't
think
really
she was
see
just
it.
playing with us the whole time. She knew what she was doing.
She know how to roll the whole time.
All right, guys, you are now tuned in to WadeDifferent. I'm Njie Sabik.
It's Luke No Skywalker.
It's your boy Mike on the mic.
Hey, and in the building from Strong Arm Radio,
Ow.
we got your boy Rick Petty.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
that
It is
the
Rick
line.
Petty.
Rick Petty.
It is Rick Petty though.
Okay.
He seems so reserved.
With the
right?
big Carol City.
Yeah.
Till he gets on the mic.
Big Carol City jacket. Two state rings.
Out. CC.
2 state rings.
Two state rings.
All
2
right.
state rings.
Don't play with him.
Don't play with them. The Chiefs.
Pleasure having you in the building, man.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, Rick, you got a lot going on. A lot of new stuff going on.
Yeah. A lot of new stuff. Yeah, everybody knows me as Rick Petty, Strong Arm Radio, Voice of the Streets,
There it
The
is.
Kickback. I also manage Strong Arm Artists, Kima Renee, another artist by Penny, 305, and Moneybag Tootie is another one. So I do manage those 3 artists.
How is that
Moneybag
managed?
too.
How is that transitioning from the radio to management?
So
Or did that come first?
that came first in the scene.
Okay.
I actually started off as, I guess, an artist,
Oh.
and then I ended up doing management because I got my degree in sports and entertainment negotiation. my
There it is.
bachelor's.
All right.
There it
There you
is.
go.
Don't play with them.
Yeah, I signed a bad deal. Young.
What you mean?
Everybody, the
Oh, it
industry,
happens? It
It
happens?
happens.
Okay.
So, and after signing that bad deal, I decided to, you know what? I'm going to read my own contracts.
I think that's important. You know, I think that experience was important too for you to be able to tell other people the same
Yes. So I decided to go get my education.
thing. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
I started
With a
reading
capital
our
M.
contracts
You signed a bad deal as an artist.
as an artist.
Okay.
Yes, as an artist. Yes, definitely. Not to Strong Arm.
No.
Right. no, no.
5G. Let's get that.
I know. I don't think you'll be
Oh,
working
yeah,
with
I
them.
don't
if
think
that-
you'll still be
Right,
there.
right,
That
Hopefully
was
not.
that was where I signed my bad deal at 18.
Oh,
exactly
18.
at
Okay.
18.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
you were
young,
young.
you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
happens.
Now, how does that work now that you have that education to back you to protect the artists that you have? Are you
How
making
does that
sure-
work? It works well because a lot of times things aren't said, but they're written. And if you know what to look for, then you can go it's easy for me to explain it to the artist, and this is why this is not in our best interest or your
Right.
best interest. And I have most of the artists I deal with are friends. I consider them
good.
family.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, how's that trust built
Yes.
between manager and artist? Like for me to be like, okay, Rick got me.
Right.
Rick no.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's consistency. So everything I do is always consistent in one direction. I make sure I'm honest, even when it hurts people's feeling, even when it seems to be petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stay consistent
Yeah,
with.
Hence the name.
That's where the name,
right.
yeah.
Hence the name. Yes, the name was given to me because I am consistently one way. So, and people tend to trust me. They're like, you know what? I know he's not going to sugarcoat it. I know
Right.
he's not
Yeah,
going to be passive, and
I mean, I think you want to gravitate towards people like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
now
most people.
But
Especially as an
you know what
artist,
to
I mean,
expect. Now I
yeah.
know what to expect from you. You know, I know that you're not gonna BS me.
True,
You know,
but some people can't take that honesty though.
really?
yeah, no, I have a lot of people walk out on me.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, a lot of people.
We live
walk
in
out
an
on
Well,
me.
do you
age
think
full
it's
of
because
yes
of-
men.
But do you think it's because of how it's said or delivered? More.
Yeah, sometimes I
than
can
the
be
actual
a little
truth
bit
itself?
much.
Sometimes people are just sensitive about
Facts.
their craft. So it's like, oh. how
Well, you
gonna-
got to remember, I do know that I am a person that it's far and few operate the way I do. So you get artists or people in the industry that have been, pacified. Things have been pacified. So I'm a little bit of a blunt. So it's kind of hard. It's new to them. It's like, okay, this guy, I've talked to artists that have sold 5-6 million records, 100 million records.
It's
and
a humbling moment when
Yes.
they come
Oh, yeah,
to you.
for sure.
I talk to them the same way as I talk to artists that's never sold a record.
But that's a good thing.
Yes.
So now your management, what does that leave room for your radio?
for my radio. So I do a lot more producing now, but I still am on air.
So you're producing for shows?
Yes, I do a lot
okay.
more producing for shows. Definitely.
How did you end up linking with Strong Arm Radio? How did that come about?
We're childhood friends, so I've known them. I'm not scared of my age. I'm 38.
Ew.
I've known them since I was 11 years old.
Oh,
so
wow.
Freezy and Flo, I've known them since I was 11.
Yeah.
We're childhood friends.
So you still got the bars though? Like you
Still have the bars. I'm gonna let them have it. I'm gonna let them have it.
I manage.
Yeah. But if the check is together, I don't mind.
You'll step back out.
Now, as a artist manager, I do want to ask you to touch on something that you said the other day. You were venting about Miami promoters, janky Miami promoters.
Janky Miami promoters.
What was that about?
So Miami promoters. I know the industry in Miami isn't. Miami doesn't have middle class. The culture of Miami doesn't. So you're either extremely rich or or you're bottom feeding. So the music industry tends to be the same way. So because we don't have a middle class, we don't understand that there's a difference between. We think, okay, we're in the industry and we should only operate a certain way. So there's a certain thing about promoters. If you're doing certain type of businesses, if you use my name, you put my name on something, I should be compensated of some sort. Everything doesn't have to be money, but
Put some attachment to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, can you stick a pin? Because I have some more questions too about that.
All right.
Yeah, I really do. About the promoters, Miami, all these little things.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a break. All right? And
Cool.
we'll be right back.
You got the mouse.
Y'all want to see more dancing? I know. I can
You're
do it.
watching the WadeDifferent, so like and subscribe, and we'll be right back.
Okay, I got to come back.
All right, redemption moment.
Hey.
I like the first one better. The one you did earlier. It was much better. I think it's when Mike's looking that,
Also, Mike, you
I
can't
think
look.
Mike
I'm
needs
not.
to turn
I'm-
around. Yeah,
Yeah,
next time.
I'm gonna talk to
We can
Mr.
use
Petty.
the music.
I'm gonna talk to Mr. Petty before I get petty. 'Cause I was horrible.
Okay, so look.
I see what you did there.
All right, guys, and we're back. WadeDifferent, and we're with none other than Mr. Rick Petty.
Yes.
All right, we're talking about janky promoters in Miami.
It's a lot of them.
Bad
yeah,
business.
how you having
business.
bad business. What do you think about the situation that happened with the baby at Iguana?
I mean, that's a janky promoter.
Wasn't it?
Yes, that's janky. But
Well, I don't know who the promoter was.
artists.
So
this is and hence why I think the artists that do deal with me love me to death is because they would never be in that position.
right.
Artists shouldn't be dealing business.
Oh, so that's what happened. So they dealt with the artist straight up instead of going through their people.
Exactly. So now you get to being upset and such. Like, I know how to avoid janky promoters. I know how to, not answer my phone. I know how to drag them along.
Oh my God.
I know. Let me do those things. Let me play those
true.
games. And you could keep your face clean and everybody loves you. And they'll try to avoid dealing with me because they know I'm not going for it.
What's the essence of the artist that you're looking for or to be attached to as a manager? Like, what are their qualities? What is it that they have?
What's the criteria?
Right.
Yeah.
What would be the criteria? One is work ethic. It's a grind. It's definitely a grind.
For
I've
sure.
seen the grind break artists all the time. Lot of talent, but no work ethic. I've seen them break all the time. Definitely break. Then I've seen also good work ethic. Talent is so-so, but then everybody hates them. Like, why is their music or why are they
Right.
in such a good position? Because they've outworked everybody.
Right. So that's key.
And then I want business savvy. I want artists that, as I'm talking, as we're doing business, as we're creating their business, their brand, understand what we're doing. Because a lot of times, just in our culture, and in the hip hop culture, it's not a lot of good finance understanding, not a good
the structure behind it, you know, the business.
Understanding what equity, understanding marketing. Some artists don't understand marketing. They think, hey, I just could post it on my Instagram and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even know that you should post during certain times. There's high traffic times.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we post high traffic time.
Yeah, I remember the first time I got into acting. Well, no, I got into acting when I was 6, but I got back into it seriously in 2010. And I got I got an acting coach, and she's been with me till today. But one of the things she was telling me, you know, hey, Njie, you know, you've been acting since you were 6, but you got to crawl before you walk still. So, you know, if it takes, you know, doing extra work or whatever it is. The other thing that she told me was, you know, you have to learn the business. You know, in order to be a great actress, you have to learn the business. So I think the same thing goes for a musician or an artist or a rapper. You have to know the business, and that includes finances. That includes, you know, whatever it is, the write-ups, the contracts.
Exactly.
You have to know the business.
Exactly.
Is that your same ethics though for your podcast or your shows that you produce?
Yes, definitely. I take pride in most of my podcasts and stuff I produce. I take pride in giving those radio or podcast hosts or other producers that I work with the idea that they understand how to organize and know what they're trying to put out, how to create content, how to maximize their traffic, how to understand what they're doing, to understand that it's a work of art. A podcast is a work of art as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And how to become the greatest artist when it comes to podcasts. So that's something. That's why I've been doing that. It's very informative. We live in the information age right now, so this is the time for it.
Are you a one-man team? You know, what is it? One man?
No, I would like to shout out my partner in crime, Zarisha.
Hey, Zarisha.
At Zarisha, you can Google her, Zurisha. She will be saying it right
She's
now.
also on the radio, right?
Yes, she's definitely on the radio. She's doing her thing. She has a lot. I've watched her grow, and I think is bigger than me.
Nice.
So my question is, like, back to management, right? Do you preach to your artists, like, for themselves to, like, be business savvy on their own?
Yes. I don't do things and don't explain it to them.
Okay.
I love to sit down and have full explanations when I step by step. Even if I have to do a step before I tell them, I make sure we go back and like, hey, this is why we do this.
We're on that same understanding.
Yeah,
that
they
same
gotta understand.
page.
They can't think that Rick is trying to do something, you know, sneaky. And you always want to have that transparency between artist and manager.
Exactly.
Well, you have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge behind, you know, who you are as an individual. Before I ask my final question, did you always see yourself here at this moment, though? Is this something that you've always wanted to do? You know, sometimes some people, grow up and they're like, I want to be a cop or I want to be a firefighter.
Or actually, maybe do you even like sometimes think like, I wish it would have like worked out like as an artist? Like,
right.
No.
Or are you glad that you left that behind?
No. I don't actually. So a lot of people, when they see this, they're going to be like, oh, you guys got him to come. People know I don't really like to be in front of a camera.
Really?
I don't. I really don't like to be in front of a camera. I probably don't talk as much. I need people to stop laughing in the background.
Sorry,
but it's all right. It's cool. I'm messing with
I'm about to say, you got like 7 cameras on you, dog.
You seem the observant type, like just sit back and kind of observe.
Yeah,
everything.
because I'm always putting it together. I'm used to looking, assessing, and figuring out. I'm a problem solver.
Okay.
By nature. I went to college originally for molecular and microbiology.
Man,
whoa.
come
Yes,
on.
I wanted to be a geneticist.
Microbiology.
Yes,
Oh, right.
I wanted to fix illnesses like cancer.
Yeah.
And
That's
other
dope.
than-
Problem
that's
solver
my-
for real. Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest problem.
Yeah.
But I realized sitting in a laboratory wasn't my thing. So
So you're in a different lab now.
yes, so I figured out I'm a little bit better of a people person, but I'm still not. Being an artist, I'm not hurt because it's
Right.
But I think
They cut the right check.
yeah. Well, yeah.
He
Well,
said
yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, I do many things. I've I've been the cameraman on the road. I've been security. I've managed. I've been the driver.
Whatever it takes.
Right.
I have producer credits. I have songwriting credits. I have film credits. Matter of fact, my sync check is probably my best check.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
For
Nice.
artists that don't know, a lot of artists think business is being on the stage, but there's a lot more money behind the stage.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Your sync check is everything.
Yeah.
Dropping jewels right now.
All right, so listen, before you go,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
All right.
You know, you have some other young men that are watching this, and they may be in the same shoes you are in, or have started how you started. What would you tell them so they don't give up as their road changes?
Don't ever make a mistake falling in love with the position. Fall in love with the journey. That's our biggest thing.
Is that like a don't stay
I know,
stagnant
look.
kind of thing, or?
It's about the journey. The journey is what makes you, not your position. Positions change all the time.
Don't worry about where you at. Just focus on where you
Yeah.
go.
That's
keep
going
going,
to
yeah.
change no matter what, as long as you're on the journey.
Look how you
I
just
like
shut
that.
me up.
I
I
like
know.
that.
You saw that? Like,
I like that.
how do you come back from that?
No, I'm tired of you pointing at me. She
Right.
said,
It's just-
young man. just
Dog.
put-
No, I like that, and I really appreciate you
No,
joining
I
us here
appreciate
today.
the time y'all gave.
Shouts out to
Yes.
Mr.
Of course,
Rick
man.
Petty. Stop
Yes,
playing,
thank
bro.
you. Were definitely not petty today, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
At a
I
minimum,
got
kept it
some
at a
other
minimum.
things I got to do after the show.
Oh, I said, yeah, the
Said
petty
the
clock.
schedule.
The petty
ain't-
clock's still
yes.
on.
All right, guys, you already know. If you heard it around the world, you probably heard it here first. Right on WadeDifferent. I am Njie Sabik,
Luke, No Skywalker.
And it's your boy Mike on the mic.
and we are out.